Hey, what's going on YouTube? Jamo TV HD. Obviously, we out here with these two Android Wear 2.0 smartwatches, and it's comparison things. Right hand side, Ticwatch E. Got it to review over Christmas. Had to give it back a week later because the thing wrapped itself. Like I took it to Scotch for like 30 seconds, and boom, the screen was dead in it. So it's a bit mad. Obviously, this is the replacement. Like it's live and kicking now. Just got it today, so I thought I'd kick off the review and comparison. Left hand side, you got the Polar M600. Now this thing held it down while the Ticwatch E was out of commission. I sold my Pebble watch to get it because it's going for quite cheap now, but the recommended retail price on the website is still $299, which is a mad thing for what you're getting. Like I don't see myself paying that much for a watch that isn't like, I don't know, Gucci or Ferraducci or like Louis whoever, fam, get me? But anyway, yeah, so we're gonna do the little comparison. We're gonna kick it off with things that are similar between the watches. So obviously, first of all, you got your, both got Android Wear 2.0, both have Wi-Fi, both have GPS, both have Bluetooth, obviously. None of them have NFC, they're both touchscreen, and they both got their heart rate sensors, obviously, on the back. Let me just show you, actually. Boom, see, like you got the heart rate sensor on the Ticwatch E. The Ticwatch E is going a bit mad, to be honest. And you got the 6 LED heart rate sensor on the Polar M600. Let me just show you what they look like on my wrist. Right, now there we go. They're both getting quite similar readings, which is quite cool. For some reason, just as a little disclaimer, the Polar M600 doesn't really get a good reading when it's this close to my hand. Like if I had the Polar M600 here, it probably wouldn't get a reading at all. But when it's, up here on my wrist, it's kind of cool. The Ticwatch E, however, gets a reading wherever I put it, which is quite strange because the Polar M600 has more LEDs, and I would have thought it would be, the one that's more accurate or, able to read my heart, whatever it's called, heart rate, wherever I put it on my wrist. So yeah, now we're going to go into the differences. Now we're going to touch on screen first of all. You got an AMOLED screen on the Ticwatch E right here. So, that means like darker blacks. And on the Polar M600, I think you've got like a normal TFT screen or whatever the opposite to AMOLED or OLED screens are. Which is kind of cool. It gets reasonably bright enough for you to see it during the day. But not anywhere near as bright as the Ticwatch E. Obviously, the screen has less resolution on the Polar M600. I think you got 140 by 140. Sorry, I beg your pardon, 240 by 240. And on the Ticwatch E, you've got 400 by 400. And to be honest, you can kind of see it here because it just looks so much more superior than the Polar M600. But obviously, the Ticwatch E is more of a fashion watch, and the Polar M600 is more of a sports watch that you're only really going to glance at quickly during your sporting. Body now. Body, I like personally the design of the Polar M600. I'm not going to lie, I like this kind of sporty design. It's kind of lit for me. But obviously, people are traditionalists and they quite like the circular face of the Ticwatch E, and I think people just like the way the Ticwatch E looks altogether. Anyway, it does look very nice on the back. Like it just looks legit. You know what I'm saying? Like a proper watch. This Polar M600 looks more like an activity tracker with Android Wear 2.0 built in, whereas your Ticwatch E actually looks like a watch. Strap game now. On the Ticwatch E, possibilities are endless. 20mm straps either side. Boom, like right here. Can I get focused though? There we go. 20mm strap. Clip that in, clip that out. Boom. Put on a metal strap, put on a leather strap, put on whatever you want to put on. With the Polar M600, that's not the case. You got like 4 colors to choose from. Red, black, white, and... Okay, you got 3 colors to choose from. Red, black, and white. Yeah, it would be nice to have a yellow option. Would be nice to have different straps. But that's the situation. But obviously, build quality wise now, as I was saying, I had the Ticwatch E at the start of the year and it broke within 30 seconds of me playing squash. Literally hit the ball, tried to check my heart rate, and it was a wrap. Like the screen was just off. the screen was somehow broken, but there was no blemishes around the actual body of the watch itself. It must have hit the wall or something. I don't know. Polar M600 has been through about 5 squash sessions with me. It's dropped on the floor, it's done everything, and it's still going. And I think a lot of that thanks is to this big rubber case that it's encased in kind of thing, which, you know, keeps it protected from shocks. Buttons now. One button on the Ticwatch E, and you got 2 buttons on the Polar M600. One here, and you got one here in the middle, and on the Ticwatch E, you've only got one on the side. You know, the side buttons on the Ticwatch E and the Polar M600, they do the same thing. They bring up your app menu. There you go, and then you can scroll your apps that way. But the secondary button on the M600 is actually a button that you can map it to any app that you want to open. Right now, it's default mapped to the Polar M600 activity app or the sports app. But you can map it to messages, you can map it to calendar, you can map it to any app that you download on your smartwatch. Battery now. This is where the Polar M600 will always win. So I'm not going to lie now. I got the Ticwatch E and I wasn't really an Android fan. You know, I had the Pebble and I was like, yeah, this is live. It's not really that flashy, but the battery lasts me a couple of days. With the Ticwatch E, it was completely the opposite. The operating system is fly, but the battery is barely making it to a day, barely. Which is really upsetting because, you know, you got a really good watch, you got all these features, you got, you know, Wi-Fi, you got Bluetooth, you got all these features, heart rate sensor. But what's the point of having all these features if your watch cannot even make it through to the end of the day? Just the end of a casual working day. I'm not doing no 12-hour shifts. Casual 9 to 5 thing, and it wasn't even making it. Polar now. Straight 2 days. Straight 2 days. Whether I have the screen on the always on mode, or whether I have the Wi-Fi on, whether I have the GPS on, straight 2 days battery life. That means if I unplug it on Monday, I don't have to charge it until Wednesday morning. You understand? Monday morning to Wednesday morning. Straight 48-hour thing with the Polar M600. No fail. I mean, unless you're downloading some app on there that's sucking the battery. I did download some app which made my battery life go a bit dead, but when I deleted it, straight 2 day battery life every time. And the thing I like most about the battery life with the Polar M600 is that when you do go to 15% and you get the low battery notification, you've got about 12 hours to, you know, sort out your life and get the charger. With the Ticwatch E, once you see that 15% low battery notification, you've got about an hour. Like, you need to actually have that charger in your hand or it's a wrap. You're not going to be telling the time for the rest of the day. But yeah, apart from that, they're both very decent smartwatches. The menus, obviously, because of the screen looking a lot better on the Ticwatch E, the menus just look a lot better. Like, look at it. Now, look at the menu on the Polar M600. It's clapped. I don't know why you've got this nice blue color on the Ticwatch E, but then you've got this clapped color on the M600. I'm like, what's really good with that? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they got the same apps and that. You know, if I come out of that, I should be able to go to my notifications. There we go. Yep. Got the notifications there. Boom. You know, it's all quite, you know, yeah. Don't know what I'm trying to say there, but it's all quite fluid. There we go. Boom. You can clear all the notifications if you want to. And yeah, that's about it. So, that's really my comparison with the Polar M600 and the Ticwatch E. Obviously, last but not least, the Ticwatch E has the major trump card, which is a built-in speaker. That means when you go to, you know, settings, you can actually set notifications that actually come from the watch, you know, as in sound notifications. So you can set the ringtone, you know, you can actually do all of that. You can do all of that. That is not an option on the M600 whatsoever. So yeah, obviously bear that in mind when you're getting either of these watches. The Ticwatch E is the ultimate flashy watch. I don't see many people taking calls from their wrist, but that is a possibility with the Ticwatch E. You can literally, you know, be on the train in such a position that you can't get your hand into your pocket to get your phone, and you know all you got really is your watch on your wrist, you can make the call like that. I don't really see a situation where you need to make a call from your wrist, but that is a possibility on the Ticwatch E, granted that you have the battery to use that that option or feature. But yeah, it's very hard for me to declare a winner. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. For me personally, you can have all the good features and, you know, options on the watch, but if you haven't got battery, then you're just wearing a bracelet. Like, you get me? You're just wearing a useless bracelet. People be asking you the time, but you don't even know what the time is because your watch is out of battery. Your watch can't even make it through the day. So for me, it's going to have to be the Polar M600. But if you're on a stunt thing, maybe you're going to go somewhere for an hour just to stunt and look fly, then obviously run with the Ticwatch E and run with that charger. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a comment in the comment section below. Subscribe and like, or dislike if you dislike, whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Jamo out.